I want a refund because the damn fight was over before it even got started. What's up, y'all? It's your girl P Hope, and I am back with another Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup. This is season 3. I believe this is episode 31. And yeah, they are back with the fuck shit. This week was a little more litty than it was last week. So, you know, I'm here for it. I tried to, you know what I'm saying, keep a little pep in my step and get this video knocked on out. So, you know what I'm saying, let's dive right on into it. Y'all, my bitch is out. My bitch is free, you know what I'm saying? Free Christiana. So, John is on his way to pick her up from the prison. And, you know, he pulls up and he's like, look, I just hope that this is the last time that I got to pull up at this damn prison to pick up my wife. Like, we're gonna make this the last time. And I said yes, because Christiana is ready to straighten up and fly right. So yes. And so she comes out of the prison, and you can hear all of the inmates that, you know, were happy to see her walking to freedom. You know, they just, woo, they yelling and screaming and cheering for her and whatnot. And so as they're riding home, one of the first things Christiana wants to know is, you know, baby, how have you and Tara been getting along with each other? And John was like, I mean, shit, you know, we've been getting along fine. And I'm saying to myself, like, yeah, y'all been getting along a little too damn fine. But, you know, whatever. If you want to leave it right there, that's your business. Has Tara ever flirted with you? Now, I felt like that was Christiana setting him up for the alley-oop, because either Mama has already put Christiana up on game, or Tara has already put Christiana up on game. But either way it goes, Christiana already know what time it is. Point blank, period. So for her to just come out and ask a specific question like that, she didn't say, have you ever slept with my sister? She didn't say, have my sister ever said anything crazy to you or something crazy about me? She specifically asked, has my sister ever flirted with you? So she opened the door wide ass open for you to walk through the gates of honesty. And so John, he puffed his chest up and he made sure he heard the question correctly. And he was driving, looking straight ahead. And that motherfucker said, no, she's never flirted with me. And I said, bruh, how you gonna fumble the ball like that? How are you gonna sit here and fumble the ball like that? Men, hello, this is a disclaimer right here. I'm talking to all the men. If your woman asks you a specific question on something that is going on in your life that's pertaining you personally, that is clue number one that that bitch already know the answer before you say it. She just trying to see, is you gonna lie about it or are you gonna tell the truth? That's it. Point blank, period. And John, my guy, you failed. This man said, no, she's never flirted with me. And I said, oh God, all right. Now, I was honestly waiting on Christiana to just goddamn look over and say, what you said? I said, no, you know, your sister ain't never just flirted with me or, you know, or nothing like that. And I was just waiting on Christiana to look over at his ass and say, stop lying in the name of Pocahontas. Like, I couldn't believe he did that. But, you know, anyway, in the confessional, he was like, look, I know that I got some explaining to do, but, you know, I'm going to avoid this thing for as long as I possibly can, because if I tell the truth, I am possibly risking and taking the chances of ruining my whole marriage before it even gets started. John, listen, I get that. I understand that. But you got to think about it. If this lady's sister is flirting with you, even though you flirting back, she is more susceptible to cuss her sister out or beat her sister ass than she is to divorce you or leave you alone. Like, that's just the honest to God truth. Now, it's a lot of women that, you know, will do both. Cuss their sister out, beat their sister ass, and divorce your ass all at the same time. But the situation that Christiana and her family is in, Christiana is still in a very vulnerable place. So, even though you're a piece of shit, she needs you right now. So, it would have benefited you a hell of a lot more to tell the truth and just, you know, put everything out on the table, because as far as we know, you didn't have intercourse. It was a simple flirt. So that's something that a marriage can bounce back from. Flirting is something you can bounce back from. But lying, that's a whole nother ball game. Now, another question that Christiana wants to know from John is, so, you know, babe, you know, what do you think about my weight gain? You know, she is really insecure right now about this weight gain. And of course, as an overweight woman, just a woman period, like, you know, we all have our insecurities about ourselves. So if Christiana is used to being a certain weight, then I understand that that probably is messing with her just a little bit, because she needs to know exactly how he's looking at her and how he feels about her. So she just wants to hear it out of the horse's mouth. Like, you know, how do you feel about my weight gain? Like, she's like, shit, like, I know I'm big. And he's like, you know, no, I wouldn't say that. And she was like, you know what would you say? And he was like, you know, he just kind of trying to play it off like it is what it is. And she's like, no, you know, you can say it like I'm big. And he's like, no, I'm not going to say that. Because at this point, John is trying to secure his ass however he can secure. No, he's not answering the questions directly. He's just trying to dance his way around it. And he danced his ass all the way to the nearest minute clinic to get Christiana a COVID test. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't mad about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how the prison system is set up in there. John wasn't really sure how it was set up in there. And what all he wanted to make sure was that he could bring Christiana home around, you know, her fragile and frail mother, you know, and just make sure that it's okay for Christiana to be around her mom and for Christiana to be around him, because, you know, he said he ready to do some freak nasty type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? He ready to cut a little Uncle Luke on and get strange.
Over, y'all. Pop that shit, mama. Y'all.
Christiana goes in, she takes the COVID test, and she's like, you told me that shit wasn't gonna hurt. Like, that test ain't right. And so he's like, look, I just said it's not that bad. And she's like, no, it was bad. But either way it goes, I tested negative, so we're good. So he's like, oh, okay, well, you know, it's time to do a little C19 negative activity. So what he decides to do is pull up to his nearest forest, which was over the river and through the woods. And I said, how did he know about this specific spot? And then I said, I had to think about who I was dealing with. Like, this is John that we're talking about. So John, in my head, has pulled up to some kind of spot over in the woods where he take all his side bitches. Because we're not going to ever let him live down the fact that he has cheated on every last relationship that he's ever been in. So this is your spot. This is where you go. This is the one spot you can visit where the police ain't never caught you, where your significant other ain't never caught you, and where your homeboys ain't gonna tell on you at. So this is where he decided to take Christiana, since he said it was so much already going on at the house. You know what I'm saying? All that bumping and moaning and groaning, mama don't need to hear that. So they handle all of that. out in the woods, okay? Now, me personally, I'm all about being spontaneous and all of that, but it just didn't look appealing to me. I don't need twigs to be trying to stab me in my ass. I don't need ants crawling up my leg. I don't need flies hovering around my titties. I'm okay. I'm alright. I'm straight on all that. That was pretty much it for John and Christiana. But y'all, next week is when it looks like Mama has spilled the beans and has let Christiana know what's been going on since she been gone. And Christiana is hot. Christiana is hot and she ready to holler at Tara. Okay? So I cannot wait. I hope that is definitely going down next week and they don't drag that shit out for 3 weeks. I need to know what this confrontation hitting on. Okay? So hopefully we'll get that little piece of drama next week. But like I said, that was it this week for John and Christiana. Let's move on. Let's talk about Andrea and Lamar because they really did like a little small cameo this week. They didn't really have a scene, but they gave us a little quick 1-2 step. So it is showing Andrea, she's getting ready, she's getting her hair together, she getting ready to put a little makeup on, do a little beat on her face because she said that her and Lamar are getting ready to go out on a date. Wow. And she's sitting there thinking and she's trying to figure out when is the last time that they've been on a date. And then she asked, I think she was talking to Nyla. I think she was talking to the kids. And she said, well, is going to the grocery store considered going on a date? So, like, she honestly can't even think of the last time that her and Lamar went out on a date. And she said that the reason is because every time they go on a date, they end up on a bad note. You know what I'm saying? These dates always end up in an argument. So, you know, they just haven't been in a while. So then it cuts to a scene with Tennyson and Lamar outside, you know, looking at this black Jeep. And, you know, Lamar's slow walking around it. And then he looks over at Tennyson and he lets him know that, you know, this right here is for your mom. And then he pulls this big red bow out the back of the Jeep. And he's like, look, I need you to help me put the bow and the ribbon on the car. So they did that. And Tennyson was like, you bought mom a car? And he was like, yeah. And so Tennyson was like, yeah, I'm not sure how this is going to go. And so then Lamar looking crazy and he's like, how can me buying your mom a car go wrong? And Tennyson was like, look who it is that we talking about. Like, it doesn't take much to piss my mom off. Like, this is either going to go really, really good or really, really bad. Andrea walks outside. She got on her little fitted dress. She did her hair, her makeup, and she's ready to go. And she walked up on them and she's like, what is this? And he was like, this is yours. And it was I ain't gonna say it was a new Jeep, but it was a Jeep that was, you know, sitting there with a big red bow on it. It was a black Jeep with a red bow on it. And it was really cute. I thought the Jeep was cute. And Lamar said that his rap career and, you know, what it is that he does as far as his rapping, and I think he said he sells beats as well, has afforded him the ability to purchase his wife a vehicle. And I thought that that was great because I know that I have definitely talked shit in the past about him being a 40-something-year-old rapper. And I've definitely heard other people run his ass in the ground about rapping at this stage in his life. but she said she hadn't had a car of her own in years. So for him to be able to do that for her, it sounded like it was a pretty big deal. Like, it was pretty major. So I'm actually happy for the both of you. I'm actually happy for the whole family, because you know that it's gonna be beneficial for everyone. Like, Andrea, don't hog the car, girl. Okay, don't hog the car. It's a family car, but it's your car. You know what I'm saying? Do right. All right, leave it up to Brittany and Marcelino and their scenes to give us an emotional moment, a serious moment, a draining moment. You know, leave it up to them. But that's okay, because y'all know I have to tell them every week I still love them so much. You know, I'm very excited that they're a part of the cast. But y'all, they be going through some raw and some real situations, okay? They are like definitely set apart from the rest of the cast members. But nevertheless, you know, they're still in Alaska, and Brittany is still taking her mom to these different places that have caused her mom so much trauma in her life. So they're up and dressed this morning, and Brittany is taking her mom to the cabin that she used to live in back in the day when Miss Cindy was, I don't know if she was married to Brittany's stepdad at that time, or if they were just dating. But either way, there was a cabin that Miss Cindy was living in, and she says that, you know, one particular night she lit a cigarette and the cabin just blew up. And she said that the firemen said that there was a propane gas leak, and she was just like, you know, I don't know what happened. But what ended up happening was, when the cabin blew up, it burned over 80% of Miss Cindy's body. And then Miss Cindy let Brittany know that when she woke up in that hospital room, she was mad as hell. She said that she was just completely depressed, stressed out, angry, and upset that she pretty much woke up alive. And it was then, that was Brittany's first time ever hearing that Miss Cindy actually tried to kill herself. And so Brittany was like, why were you upset that you were alive, that you realized that you were okay? And she said that she just was tired. She was tired. She felt like nobody cared about her, nobody loved her, and it was just too much. She said that she remembers that before the blow up, her and the stepdad had gotten in a really bad argument, and she was just in a really bad place. So, you know, she was pretty much had got to the lowest of her low, and she just wanted to end it all. She was just tired. And people get there. People get to that point of where they just don't see a brighter day ahead of them anywhere. And it takes them to a certain point. And that's why mental health is so important. It's so important. Like, the happiest people, the most talkative people, the, you know, whatever. That's why they say you never judge a book by its cover. Like, yeah, we judged Miss Cindy when we first got on this show, but, you know, thanks to Brittany, all of the pages of Miss Cindy's life that she has walked us through, like, those are things that we would have never known about Miss Cindy, and we would have never been able to realize that she has been through so much from a child all the way to this current day. Like, so you never judge a book by its cover. You don't know what a person is going through. And Brittany is even still learning stuff about her mom that she really didn't know. So it's like, how many layers is it to Miss Cindy? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so much. So, you know, for Brittany to find out that her mom actually had, you know, somewhat committed suicide, it was just a lot for her to deal with. So they were standing there in front of the blown up cabin. Miss Cindy said that she can still smell it. I don't know how many years ago that this was, but, you know, if she can still smell it, that's a lot. You know, so she said that she was getting really sick. She didn't want to go, you know, real close to the crime scene. And then they just pretty much sat out there, had a nice little cry, and that's where the scene ended at. So we still have a couple of more heavy moments coming from, you know, Brittany and Miss Cindy and whatever Marcelino's silly self got going on. But I just wanted to get their scene out the way because, of course, they're always the heavy scene and the serious scene. So let's get them out the way because we definitely got to get into the mess, boys and girls. Alright, we'll warm the party back up with Amber and Puppy. So this week we get a scene where Amber's mom has actually came to GA to visit Amber. So she said she had to, you know, do the proper paperwork and get in touch with her PO and all of that kind of stuff to be approved to come and visit Amber. So, she, you know, she crossed all her T's, dotted all her I's, and now she's here. And so one of the first things that Mama wants to know as soon as she gets in the car is, what's up with you and Puppy? And, you know, Amber's like, what you mean, what's up with me and Puppy? Like, I feel like you asking me, like, what's up with me and Puppy? Are we a thing? And so, you know, the mama was like, yeah, pretty much that's what I'm asking you. And so then they cut to the next scene, which is Puppy essentially about to, you know, play a little pool. But then you see a lady standing behind Puppy with a trash bag. Some of that, bitch, don't be touching these people's stuff. Like, put these people's shit down because that's not what we're here to do. And I said, well, what y'all there to do? Is you there to rob the place? And the lady said, well, no, we're here to clean the place. And I said, oh, okay. And then that's when Puppy lets us know that, you know, since she's been home, she has been doing a cleaning service with her homegirl. I don't remember what the homegirl's name was. But, you know, she's got her a legit source of income these days with cleaning houses. So that's why the girl was fussing at her to put them people pool stick down because we ain't here to play pool. We here to clean this room up. So, okay, Puppy get her mind right. So while they whistling while they work, like, it's really upsetting Puppy and her homegirl about the fact that Amber is playing these games. Amber will not just come out and say, yes, I'm gonna be with you, or no, I'm not gonna be with you. And then it showed a confessional, which from some point where Amber was telling her, like, because, you know, again, Puppy asked her directly, like, what's up with me and you? Are we gonna be together? Like, are you interested in women? And all Amber said was, am I interested in women? Like, if I'm going to be in a relationship with a girl, it's going to be you, bitch. I'm not just interested in all women, but yeah, I am interested in you. So if I'm going to be in a relationship, it's going to be with you. But, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So she keep putting the shit on the back burner. And then it pans to a scene where Amber is letting her mom know exactly why she keep putting that shit on the back burner. That is because, you know, look, mama, don't keep asking me what's up with me and Puppy because I got something I want to tell you. Me and Sammy back dealing with each other. And so the mama got to looking real crazy instantly. Because even though Amber let us know that her and Sammy were actually in a committed relationship for 4 years, broken up for 10, and now they're back together, Mama disapproves of it because they were very toxic for each other. There was a lot of fussing, a lot of fighting, you know, a lot of verbal abuse, a lot of, you know, it seems like they were hinting at physical abuse, and there was definitely substance abuse on both ends. Amber let us know that there was definitely substance abuse on both ends, and that Sammy, you know, throughout those 4 years that they were together, he did a lot of going in and out of jail. Like, he did a lot of it. So The mama is just, she disapproves, and she lets Amber know, like, I'm not here for none of that shit. But at the end of the day, Amber is like, well, you know, thank you for your opinion, but I'm grown. So, you know, that's pretty much just that on that. And then they meet up with Puppy at this restaurant, and this is Amber's mom's first time seeing Puppy since, you know, she's been home. This is her first time seeing her in person. So, you know, they hugging, they smiling, they doing all they do or whatever. And so the mama was like, okay, you know, you look nice, you done lost weight. And, you know, Puppy was like, yeah, you know, I have. And then Puppy, you know, is pretty much saying like, you know, yeah, it's obvious that I done lost weight. And I'll say this, the weight loss actually looks really nice on you, Puppy. Puppy is a gorgeous girl. I feel like Puppy doesn't have to do much for her natural beauty to just come out, you know what I'm saying? She, cause you know, she doesn't do no whole bunch with her hair. She doesn't overdo her makeup. She's just a naturally pretty girl. But it's scaring me how, you know, just on last episode, you was a little thicky McThick, at least in the face anyway. And now this next week, you not. Now, I mean, of course, now I know the power of editing and filming and all of that kind of stuff. Like, I know it literally wasn't no weeks time span. But I'm saying she already let us know when she was cleaning up them folk in them house that sometimes she goes astray and she does things that she shouldn't necessarily be doing. And as she was saying that in that scene, she was holding up 2 bottles of alcohol. So, you know, drinking is one thing. But she also said, she made a comment to the some kind of way to the effect of saying like, you know, yeah, I know I gotta be out here, I gotta be an active adult, and I gotta work, but I'm not trying to take everything so serious, and everything is not about like work, work, work. She gotta get that playtime in too. So I'm wondering, is this playtime having anything to do with this weight loss? Are the two connected? Let me know, Puppy, because chill. So yeah, they get all of that shit out the way. And so the next thing that mama wants to know is, well, you know, well, what's up with this whole Vince situation? And Puppy was like, well, you know, I actually, you know, I still have my hands on the paperwork. I haven't opened it or none of that. So while they're at the table, she gets the envelope out, she opens it up, and she realizes that through the paperwork, Vince did actually forge her signature on that paperwork. Or somebody, let's just say allegedly. Allegedly somebody forged Puppy's name on the paperwork because Puppy never touched that paperwork, okay? So now she actually has a case on her hands, and she didn't say what she was going to do with it at this time, but she did say that she would like to go down to wherever it is. I don't forgot where the hell Vince is at this point, but she wants to go down there and pay his ass a visit because, you know, she feels like he's got some splaining to do. She definitely said that Amber is going to take her ass down there too, and mama was with the shits. Mama said, well, fuck it, I'm going too. And then you see Amber in the confessional, and she's like,
you know, I don't have a good feeling about this. Like, I don't feel like we need to be rolling up on this man. And, you know, because if he sees all 3 of us together, like, it's a high possibility that all 3 of us are going to land right back in jail. And I ain't trying to go back.
And I said, well, you know, I do feel like out of the 3 of them, Amber is the one thinking with a clear head because, you know, Puppy is in a space where, you know, this minimum wage Molly the maid cleanup money ain't cutting it for her. The mama didn't even think about trying to get out and fly right. The mama like, look, I done got a taste of this goddamn meth money. So, look, if we not finna go down here and knock Vince over his head and get this whole adoption thing taken care of, then I'm trying to see I'm trying to hit me a lick. That's what Mama on. Mama trying to hit her lick. And Amber is just trying to stay on the straight and narrow. Even though the mama don't know why the hell she trying to stay on the straight and narrow, but she dealing with Sammy, who ain't finna do nothing but get out and run her ass in the ground. So it's just a whole bunch of bullshit going on with them. But that's what they had going on for this week. Now let's move on to America's favorite delusional couple, Sarah and Michael. All right, this week on As Delusion Turns, we are back at the scene where, you know, they at the house, they still being mixy and mingly with the kids, and Mike just steps out on the porch to let us know in a quick little confessional that, you know, things are going great. You know what I'm saying? Me and baby mamas is getting along, you know what I'm saying? You know, the kids are excited that their dad is here, and, you know, we got our co-parenting situation going on, and, you know, y'all trying to figure out, is me and Sarah smashing? Like, nah, like, see, we sleep in the same bed, like, every night, but what it is we fall asleep, and whatever happens in our dream, happens in our dream. You know what I'm saying? When we wake up, it's like, did it happen? Did it not happen? Like, I don't know. So, you know what I'm saying? That's just how we kick it. But, you know, at the end of the day, what I can tell you is, you know what I'm saying? We do a lot of dreaming. We do a lot of dreaming. And I was like, bruh, you didn't have to tell us any of this because we already knew. We knew when you slid off in that room and she started giggling like somebody in preschool that was being tickled. Mommy got your nose. Mommy got your nose. With all that dumbass shit that you was finna get a little puss, get a little ass. Yeah, we knew that. We already knew that. So, you know, you just pretty much went ahead and, you know, told us something we already knew, and that was fine. That was cute. But then the funny part was Sarah got a phone call. So, you know, Mike is cooking some little chocolate chip pancakes for the kids. They doing their thing, minding their business, and the phone call that Sarah got was Emmy. So she gets on the FaceTime and she's like, "Hey girl, how you doing?" And Sarah's like, "You know, I'm good." She was like, "You looking good. I see your little hair. You know, you got your hair down." And she was like, "Thank you, girl. You know, you look pretty too." So, you know, they're talking all cute and friendly to each other. And baby, Emmy must have been looking mighty hard because some way, somehow, she broke her neck all the way around that hair that Sarah had in that camera. And she said, "Is that Michael back there?" And so Sarah was like, "Yeah, like, that's, you know, I was telling you that, you know, I'm doing great. The kids doing great. And I was going to get around to, you know, the point of telling you that Michael was here." So at this point, she already know Emmy finna come with the bullshit. So she just heads on back to her room. But the thing about the thing is, Michael know that Emmy about to be with the bullshit too. So what does his petty ass do? Instead of him staying up front with the girls and, you know, tending to them, he bring his ass back in the bedroom too. Some of that was shit y'all on the FaceTime. I want to hear what she got to say because I know she about to say something. So Emmy's like, "What the hell is he doing there?" And she's like, "Well, you know, he's been here for a couple weeks and da 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 da." And Emmy was like, no ma'am. Like, he doesn't need to be in the house with y'all. He needs to be somewhere in his own hotel room. Like, what are you thinking? And anyways, are y'all smashing?
Wow.
And Sarah was like, No, like, he doesn't even sleep in the room with me. And then it cuts right to a confessional with Sarah saying,
and you know, it's so many people against what the hell me and Mike got going on. You know, if I do right by him, people don't like it. If I trash him and bash him, people don't like it. So I'm just doing what's best for me and my kids and what's making us happy. So if, you know, if I bend the truth a little bit, then that's just what it is.
and I'm like, she may get away with this because Emmy doesn't strike me as the type of girl that actually watches Love After Lockup. Now, if I see her watching it, it's only because she want to know what she looked like on national television. So that would be the only way that I see Emmy ever finding out that Sarah actually lied to her, and you know, and just wasn't like, well, yeah, girl, you know, I done had all this peen running around in my house for a couple of days now, so I know you ain't think that I just was gonna let it float on by me. So, you know, she's sitting here kicking the shit to Emmy, and she's like, yeah, so no, you know, Mike, he sleeps in another room, like it's nothing like that. And then so Emmy's like, okay, well, that's all well and good, but what the hell does Malcolm think about all of this? And then she was like, oh, well, you know, when it comes to the whole Malcolm situation, he just couldn't deal with the fact of Mike being here, and it just didn't work out. And Emmy was looking like, well, yeah, I don't know no man with the good sense that God gave them that's finna put up with you living with the father of your child. And then Sarah, of course, does her same song and dance that she's been telling to everybody. Look, this is just the best co-parenting situation. And then she's like, well, how long is he going to be there? And then Sarah looked over at Mike and was like, you know, so how long are you going to be here? And Mike was like, that's not my mama. And that damn show ain't your mama. Like, I don't owe Emmy shit. And so I'm not answering that question. Like, so she might as well go fly a kite. And so it tickled Sarah a little bit, but you know, she was like, look, you know, we're just making this thing work the best way that we know how. And Emmy's still sitting there going off, and Mike is just like, look, you really can just hang up on her if she just called to worry about what the hell we got going on, because I'm not going nowhere. Like, bro, I got 2 kids by you. Whatever we do is what we do. I'm not smashing her. I don't fuck with her and she don't fuck with me. So, you know what I'm saying? Let that alone. And at that moment, I kind of was with Mike. Like, you know, Emmy, it's definitely okay to keep it 1,000 with your girl, because I feel like that's what friends are for. But at the end of the day, if your friend, if you know that Sarah is the type of friend that's always going to be Debbie Dum-Dum over her baby daddy, boyfriend, cut buddy, if she's just a natural Debbie Dum-Dum, you have to meet your friend where she is. You know what I'm saying? Always feel free to give your honest opinion. Don't ever get me fucked up. Like, you should always keep it real with your friends and say, girl, you know what? I think it's stupid. But if that's what makes you happy, then do you. And then you just have to leave it right there. Don't try to dig. Don't try to sabotage, because that shit is only going to end up blowing up in your face. Okay, you need to take a lesson from D-Mark, because that's who we about to talk about right now. Chevelle and Quaylin. So the moment we've all been waiting on. I asked y'all last week, do you got your money on Quavo or do you got your money on D-Mark? You know what I'm saying? I needed to know. But as soon as I grabbed my damn popcorn and got ready to pop open my damn soda so I could see who was throwing them things, it was over. Anyway, let me rewind just a bit. So they still out in Branson, and they're back at the little hotel room. So there you got Chevelle, Quaylin, and Maila in her hotel room. And of course, D-Mark had his own room. So You know, the first thing that happens is Chevelle sends Maila to bed. You know, just scoot her off up in the bedroom because me and your daddy need to have a talk. They sit down on the sofa in the front room, and one of the first things that Chevelle wants to talk about is the fact that, you know, the ring is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I'm excited. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't even stop staring at it. But on the real, yo, we got to get some ground rules. And so, you know, Quavo instantly started looking crazy. He's like, you know, ground rules, like, talk to me, like, what you got in mind? And she said, well, first of all, there will be no dealing with other females. And I said, well, I would pray to God that if he just put a ring on your finger, he should know that that is a sign of commitment. That is a sign of solo y solo. Mano y mano is in it's me and you will never part. Nati dada. Like, hopefully he knew that that's what that meant. But anyway, she had to put it out there just to make it plain and clear for the slow seats. So she said, you know, I don't want you dealing with no other females, point blank, period. And number 2, you are not allowed to deal or have any conversations with females through social media either, which I understand that one as well, because that's obviously how he got, you know, confuzzled with Chi-Town. And the last thing she said she needed was the PIN code to his cell phone. And he was like, hold up now, what you need that for? And she was like, well, you know, we're not going to ever forget all the foolation that you had going on that got us where we are today. So yeah, what I'm gonna need up out of you is that PIN code so that I am able to access your phone at any given time if I get to feeling some type of way. And he was like, okay, you know what? I feel like you're doing a lot right now, but I can deal with it. I can handle it. You know what I'm saying? I know that I want you and only you, and I'm going to do what I got to do to make this thing right. So if those are the guidelines that you're throwing out there, I can deal with that. And she said, great, lovely, wonderful. I'm glad we're on the same page. Now, what I want to let you know is, you know, I love you and all. And like I said, I love my ring. But I still think it's best if you sleep in your own, you find your own room for tonight, and we'll meet up in the morning. And he was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I can get with that. I understand that. And he didn't have no problems with leaving. So he heads on out, and as soon as he shuts Chevelle door good, he see D-Mark out in the hallway. And D-Mark is still a little swole off up in the chest. And D-Mark wants to know, like, bro, why the hell are you here? And so Quavo is like, what you talking about? Like, what do you mean? Why am I here? And then D-Mark is like, well, I'm just saying, she left where she was at to get away from you, to get her mind away from you. And then she gets here and your ass appears. You know what I'm saying? You're like an annoying little gnat that won't go away. And Quavo is just like, no, bro, you got the game fucked up. I don't know why you so mad, because my wife is happy to see me. My wife is happy that I'm here. And so then D-Mark is like, yo, wife, like, what is you talking about? And he like, yeah, know what I'm saying? Oh, you ain't talk to her. I just put that ring on her finger, big bro. And she said, yes. So D-Mark thought that was the funniest shit ever. And he definitely took Quaylon for a joke. And, you know, he was like, bruh, you and my cousin is not getting married. Like, if it's one thing I can put on anything, it is that you guys are not getting married. And that's on baby house. I promise you, you guys are not getting married. And he was like, bro, you know what I'm saying? I know you all puffed up in your chest and you feel like you run something, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And as Quaylon's talking shit, he keeps running up on D-Mark. And so D-Mark, you know, he's already in his feelings. So he was the first one to, you know, throw a little push out there. So he like, you know what I'm saying? I said what I said, bro, but at the end of the day, back up off me now. So then Quaylen like, oh, okay, so you want, you know what I'm saying? You like to play a little shove game, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. Let me give you a little taste of your own action. And so then from there, D-Mark felt like he had to try to knock Quavo through somebody else's hotel room. So then he, a dude, you know what I'm saying? He threw his shit out there. And that's when the 30-second scuffle took place. You know what I'm saying? It was a little grab right up in here in the chest, a little tussle von cussle, you know, back and forth. And then somebody's granddaddy came out there that looked to be a part of production, you know, slash security, slash janitorial, slash, you know what I'm saying, I just hold all the access camera equipment. By this point, Chevelle had already heard the commotion, so now she stepped out in the hallway, and she is just distraught to see that it's her family that's out here acting the damn fool. And then the next scene we get from them is when it's time to check out. It's checkout time. We see D-Mark whip the Range Rover around in the front of the building. So, you know what I'm saying, they ain't got no long walk to the car. And Quaylen is there. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever forget that he hitchhiked. He did what he had to do to get to the destination, but he didn't think about how he was getting home because he just knew he was coming to get his lady, so he knew he had a way home. So, with all the commotion that went on the night before, Chevelle wants to talk to both of the gentlemen. And so the first person who she talked to was, I think she talked to Quaylen first and let him know that, you know, it was not cool of what went on last night, and that she needed to he needed to let Maila know that everything was okay with him and Uncle D-Mark. So Quaylen went the route of saying, oh, you know, yeah, that little bit that went on last night, Maila, that wasn't nothing. You know what I'm saying? We was just playing around. That's what boys do. That's what men do. We just play around with each other like that. Me and your uncle, we cool. We cool. So, you know, Maila wasn't necessarily all the way here for it, but, you know, she accepted it. And then we cut to the scene with them outside, and now she's getting a chance to talk to D-Mark. And so she tells D-Mark, like, look, that shit was not fly, what the hell y'all did in front of my child last night. So what I need for you to do is shake Quaylen's hand in front of Maila so that she will feel comfortable that you guys are okay. Like, she needs to know that her dad and her uncle get along. Now, if D-Mark is the cousin, why is he Maila's uncle? And then you got the mixture of D-Mark going so hard over Chevelle. So she has a conversation with D-Mark, and she's telling him that, look, I need y'all to shake it out. So when he opens the little car door, because Maila and Quaylen was already chilling in the back seat. So, you know, Quaylen jumps out and he's like, she said, okay, Maila, look, they got something they want to show you. And boy, when I tell you, y'all could have sold me for a wooden nickel to see that look on D-Mark's face when he was just like, Maila was like, that looked mean. That was bad. That was not good. And so, you know, Chevelle was like, yeah, you heard what she said. That was not good. So then, you know, they did the regular little manly dap where they grab each other up and bump shoulders or whatnot. And they get in the car and ride off into the sunset. And while they're riding, you know, she's just still riding down the street, admiring her ring. And she's like, oh, man, this is just wonderful. And so she's like, yeah, Maila, you see your daddy back there? He's going to be with us. And he's going to be around for a long, long, long time. And D-Mark is riding down the road. And he just like, whew, Child, by like, yeah, okay. I'm gonna let your ass live in this fairy tale. But girl, you want stupid something, ain't you? We're gonna move right on along to our very last couple, which is Sean and Destiny. Now, y'all know this tickled me to no end because I was just glad that something out of this terrible ass, shitty ass relationship between Sean and Destiny, I'm just glad something shitty finally happened to Destiny. So y'all remember last week, Sean left us waiting on the tow truck. Well, this week, the tow truck driver has arrived. He done pulled up in front of Destiny's sister house, and, you know, he's ready to repo the damn car. So Sean pulls over to where the repo man at. He's like, you know, yes, this is the car that I want to get repoed, da 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 da. Because when Destiny figured out exactly what was going on, she walked her ass right on out that door, and she came out with fist ablazing, and she popped that fool dead square in the middle of his chest. And she's like, what are you doing? What are you doing here? Like, what is going on? And so he's like, so then she gets to talking to the tow truck driver, and she's like, why are you towing my car? And he's like, oh, well, you know, he said it was his car. And I'm saying to myself, like, sir, you didn't ask for no kind of paperwork before you just go towing people's car. Like, is that legal? Even though the tow truck man didn't know what was going on, we knew what the hell was going on. And that's why I'm trying to figure out why Destiny is out here acting so delusional. You know, she got real butt hurt and in her feelings talking about some, what? So, what are you saying? Like, you coming to get this car? You coming to get your car? Like, I feel like you just being spiteful. You just mad because it's over with. So, if you're going to take my car and you know that this is my livelihood, you know that's all I got, you can at least leave me with some money. Like, bitch, what? You just literally sat at the courthouse a few minutes ago, cussed this man out, took the ring off your finger, threw it at him, told him that you was talking to somebody else and to leave you alone and never contact you again, and you're mad because he came to retrieve his property? Please make that make sense. If Sean dumbass never had the last laugh, this is one episode where he could laugh from the beginning of the episode all the way to the end, because nothing you said made sense and nothing you did made sense. And then you fussed because you had some shit in the trunk. And so Sean figured out a way to finally get the trunk open, even though he didn't have the keys to the car. And you sitting there trying to slam the trunk back down before you even got your stuff out of it. But he kept pushing the button to let the bitch back open. So you finally just got mad and you was like, oh, you know, you just a stupid bitch. You just, you know, I ain't never met such a punk ass bitch like you, and da 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 da. So now you mad and you want to go off on him because he came and got his stuff back. And she just kept saying, she really felt like in her heart of hearts that that car belonged to her. Oh. And she said in her confessional that, you know, this was all a setup from day one. That's why he put the car in his name. That's why he paid the note on it, because he just wants to always be able to control me. Well, no, he put the car in his name probably because you couldn't. And he paid the note probably because you couldn't. Because everything that you have been afforded has been through him. Like, I'm trying to figure out, what job do you have? What source of income do you bring in on your own? You don't. So, you know, and then gonna get mad and say, well, I don't know why the hell you just can't keep paying for this car for me, because you sit there and you pay all Kelly bills, and it's about damn time he had a comeback that made some damn sense. He said, yeah, I do pay her bills because she takes care of all my kids. So why wouldn't I pay her bills? But, you know, at the end of the day, the joke finally did end up being on you, Destiny. And I don't know what was going on in them last couple of confessionals. I don't know if when Sean came and repoed that car, I don't know if that sent you into a world of drugs and alcohol, or if it just sent you through stress or Billy Blank Tybo routines. I don't know what happened, but your face is so sunken in and caved in that I want you to just eat a ham sandwich. I don't care. I don't care what you do, but stop doing whatever you're doing to slim out your face like that, because that's not it for you. That's not for the greater good of the kingdom for your face to look like that, okay? Anyway, that was this week's episode of Love After Lockup. I hope that you enjoyed this review, because I definitely enjoyed doing it. So if you liked this particular review, I'm gonna say it one more time. I'm plugging it in. Hit that like button, and if you like your girl, don't be scared to hit those red letters down there at the bottom that say subscribe. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna charge you a thing, and it ain't even gonna tell nobody that you're a member. I want nobody know but me, and your secret is safe with me. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel, because your girl drops content each and every week. And with that being said, this is your girl P Hope. I want you to be happy, be healthy, be safe, and I will catch you in the next video.